Okay, so welcome back. Alright, the last video was actually really great. And that I undersized Cutter's Cry or unrestricted, sorry, that's the correct term. Unrestricted Cutter's Cry and got Ram's Voice. Now, I wouldn't count on unrestricted because it's always chance, depending on the rank of the spell. The higher the rank, the less chance it has. But it went really great because, at the very least, I was expecting that maybe I would, at least post a tutorial video about how you should handle mechanics that force you to constantly dodge and move away. So I was trying to show that, and I saved the boss fight. I saved that clip, just that clip. It was an 8-minute boss fight, 8.5 minutes or so. But what I was doing was maintaining my dots. I was getting the only dot I have is Bad Breath, and Bad Breath, aside from all the debuffs that it applies a poison debuff as well, which is constant. So I mean, every time you put it on, it's 14 seconds worth. And I was trying to teach you that bristling up before you put that dot on is important. And we're going to get a much better dot in a little bit, but after several up. Anyway, I got Ram's Voice, which is a big win. And yeah, it was just a luck of the draw, really. But sometimes that's what you got to do. So I basically don't need Plane Cracker anymore. I am going to use it in... I'm still going to end up using it in Mass Carnival. Okay? Because there are, elemental weaknesses of enemies and all that stuff in Mass Carnival. So I am going to still use Plane Cracker. But for the most part, I actually don't need it. Ram's Voice is the only DPS AoE that I need because it's 220 potency and it's freeze. So aside from that, I also was telling you that you can alternate your strategies with multiple groups, and that you can use Mind Blast to fully paralyze. When they resist Mind Blast entirely, then you can switch it up and go into freezing. And when they can't be frozen anymore, you can sleep them. And then, as each effect wears off, you can then alternate and go between, the 3 different effects that you can put them. You can basically put them in a headlock so that they can't attack you. It's really cool. I mean, paralyze is of course going to be lesser than, because sometimes it affects them, sometimes not. But as you're switching between your debuffs and they're building resistances to them, you can alternate your strategies so that you keep them in a constant lock. They are very limited in dealing damage. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is just get myself to 50. I should be able to do it maybe in, I hope, this video. But now that I have Ram's Voice, it's going to be a lot more helpful. And I can do bigger groups. So, yeah. That's what we're going to do now. Okay? And also, Ram's Voice is, after you put it on for the first time, it's 14 seconds. And they're frozen for 14 seconds. But the next time you put it on is 7 seconds. The next time you put it on is 5 seconds or 4 seconds or whatever it is. And it gets less and less. So then you can mix it up, and then you can start doing paralyze. So they're just constantly weakened, and it's easier to take stuff down in groups. So yeah, I'm gonna keep leveling and keep XP grinding for the next 5 levels. Just get to 50. Actually, I'm 46 now, so yeah, I leveled in Cutter's Cry. So I'm gonna get to 50, and I'm gonna get my Blue Mage set. Yay! And after that, I'm gonna do a maybe a couple of videos dedicated to Mass Carnival. And if I can't do Mass Carnival, I'm going to switch it up and advance content. You know, I have to go back to doing Red Mage, doing the main scenario, or whatever I got to do to advance content and get those new Heaven's Ward areas unlocked, because you're going to get some really, really handy spells from there. So that's the plan. Okay, I'm gonna go on mute, and I'm gonna talk to you later. Okay, all right, take care. This is a problem I have. My truck will always leave at the most inconvenient time. I didn't tell you could leave. Alright, let's try that again. Okay, that was actually pretty cool too. Aside from the chimera that I fought in Cotter's Cry, that was actually exactly what I was talking about. So, alternating between your debuffs. In this case, paralyze, freeze, and sleep. I start with freeze just because it's easy enough to get off 2,000 needles and then swift cast the third one. And then freeze again, and while they're frozen, you start paralyzing, and then you can start getting off another 1,000 needles, and paralyze again, get off an eruption, paralyze again if you can, and then you can start sleeping. So you just alternate between the spells, and you make them like really weak. So they can't do much. They can't fight back. So that's what you do. Now that I have my third spell, my third debuff, which is freeze, you can see how I just alternate between them. And you want to make sure you get the full paralyze effect off. So you do a mind blast, and then you follow that up with a bad breath. Because the other debuffs I'm not worried about right now. You can worry about it with blind, with inkjet at level 50, but yeah, I'm not worried about that debuff right now. So yeah, a swift cast or no 1,000 needles, another 1,000 needles, swift cast the last one, and yeah, and you alternate between that and paralyze, and then bad breath on that. And you could just 1,000 needles on that, and paralyze again, and 1,000 needles, and it's just like, and then you can do the sleep cycle. So it's a great strategy, really is. If you want to weaken the enemies and take on tougher stuff, that's what you can do. Freeze is not determined by the level of the enemy, so even if they're higher than you, they can still be frozen as long as it hits. And you can see I already got like 2 levels, almost. Well, I mean, pretty close. So, yeah, taking groups of 3 or 4, I can probably do groups of 4, but it limits the 1,000 needles to another target. So, yeah, groups of 3 is good. Just stick to 3s, and then just finish it to 50, because that's the whole goal here. I just want to get to 50. I can try an undersize of Arum Vale. I just want to show you that you can get to 50 by yourself, and you can do, basic instinct runs of dungeons for your spells. I just want to show you the option is there. Otherwise than that, you're going to put things up in the party finder, and you're going to ask for, number 35, number, whatever the numbers are. I don't know what the numbers are. I'm bad with the numbers. I'm good with the names, but so 33 for freeze, 33 and 34. You can put that in a party finder. Just let people know you're looking for those too. Usually you get a response back, and on Seraph particularly, on Dynamis, it's a new server. Okay, it's a new data center, so it's filling with people. But so far, Seraph seems to be the most active with blues. So yeah, I mean that's where most of the blues seem to come from. But anyway, I'm just gonna keep going and level, okay? All right, talk to you later. Also, quick note here: while they're frozen, they can be pulled. So if by chance somebody's using an ultra vibration strategy and just wiping them out, you can pull them after they've been frozen. So I just wanted to show you can do that. All right, that's it. Okay, so you just saw me do 3 levels in about 20 minutes. Roughly, well, okay, 30 minutes. But you saw me do 3 levels in 30 minutes, so 10 levels a minute. I mean, that was pretty cool. Just for being solo, I can't, I have nothing else available to me, so. But you saw the difference one spell made. That's it, just one spell. So, yeah, just, keep at it, get your basic spells, and, I think actually that's a good time to stop it there. I think what I have to do next is, and it's cool that I'm stopping this video early because I already made 50. So, yeah, I can equip the pearl, okay, the black pearl. Let's go see if I have any more, totems, because I might. Doing very well today. It's been pretty amazing. So the difference is just focusing on small tasks, small things to get you there, instead of just trying to do big, pull big, kill big. Just focus on little groups or whatever, a few at a time, and just keep at it. Don't let it get you down that it's kind of depressing for a little bit. I mean, the awkward levels were like, for me, it was 43-ish. That was really awkward time. 40 to 43. It was really awkward. But like I said, you can queue up for the Party Finder to do Cutter's Cry and get those 2 spells, because those 2 make a world difference. Especially Bram's Voice, which I just got lucky on unrestricted, so don't count on that. I wouldn't count on that. So yeah, I think what's next, well, I can try and go for Glower, but I'd rather not. Actually, I'd rather put that up in a Party Finder that I'm asking for Glower. Because, I mean, it's a second boss, which is not bad, but it's almost 50. That's the highest level dungeon I have right now, besides my 50s. But, yeah, I want to get Glower. I want to get my Blue Mage set. Stuff will become available to me at 50 after I finish that quest. Mass Carnival opens up. And yeah, just some good stuff happens, that's all. So just keep at it. The next video I'll have to decide if I want to continue the main scenario and unlock content. I could also do Hildebrand. I could rush Hildebrand. But I think it's better to stick to the main scenario for me. I think it's going to be better to stick to the main scenario. Mass Carnival is not too bad for your first, several. I want to say your first, 15 or so. It's not too bad, but there starts to come a time when there are a lot of requirements. You need spells to finish certain ones, or, certain enemies are only vulnerable to certain spells. And you have to have a Dispel blue magic for one of them, and so on and so forth. You need to collect your different elements. I need ice, which I have, Ram's Voice. You need lightning, which I don't have yet. That would be Glower, or Electrogenesis from Sea of Clouds. Sea of Clouds. Lightning, Earth, which I also have, Plane Cracker, but also Mountain Buster from Titan. Let's see. What else? Well, I already said ice, right? But I think Shiva's counts as ice. That's ice. Oh, and water. So there'll be either water cannon or there are other water spells. There's not a lot of them, but there are other water spells. Then, of course, there are physical fast cast spells. I really love Sharpened Knife from a Wanderer's Palace. I also really love, Sonic Boom, which is from Sea of Clouds, so I can't get there yet. So next video, I think I'm just going to advance the story, because once I get the levels, then I can clear extra stuff. I get my Blue Mage ready, and maybe I can even get some level 50 gear from Falcon's Nest for, if I need it. If I need it. But from Mass Carnival, I will also get enough allied seals to definitely equip myself to get lots of good stuff. So yeah, that's it. All right. So awesome. I've been all the way to 50 with only the spells I have. Only the spells in A Realm Reborn, just after unlocking Blue Mage. So this is not the end. This is just the beginning of something new. I have to push the story so I can get some extra stuff. Go to new places, get higher XP and all that stuff. So thank you as always for being here. I appreciate it. I hope to see you again for the next one, okay? All right, take care.